Hi guys, welcome to another video. I think we need to discuss the least used bags in my collection. Why are they the least used? Are they mistakes? Are they regrets? Or are they least used for a different reason? I've got 5 and I think you'll be very, very surprised. Let's get going. So let's start off with a bang. Which is the bag that I've hardly used at all this year. It's this one. I've talked about this one. This is an absolute stunner of a bag. It is the mini reissue from Chanel, and it is the mock croc, and it's called the graffiti bag. And this bag, I can't praise it highly enough. It is so versatile. It's got the 4 grommets on the top, which means that you can double it up and it can be an amazing little shoulder bag, or you can crossbody it. I wish it was a smidgen longer, but I always say that. The capacity of it is fabulous. It's actually stuffed at the moment, but it's a really good sized bag. It's easy to use, easy to get into. It's beautiful. So what is wrong with you? I don't know. I do not know why I don't use this more. I don't know if it's because the gold is quite loud and it sort of looks a bit more eveningy for me, or whether, although it looks so good with like a white shirt and jeans or even a blazer, it can look really amazing. So what is it about it? I really don't know. I'm trying to figure out why I don't use it more. So yeah, yes, I am going to make a concerted effort to use this more in 2024, because there's literally nothing I can say about it that I don't love. No idea. No idea. Another bag that I've hardly used this year, and this is a shocker, honestly, an absolute shocker, is this one. This, honestly, I don't know what to say. I need to have a word with myself. This is the Birkin 30 in Togo leather, and it's in the colour taupe, which always comes with the contrast stitching, and mine is with gold hardware. I wanted this bag so much and I love it. I absolutely love it. So I like it I always open it out. I like it slouchy like this. I like the wings and the sides to wing out, and I just think it's absolutely stunning. It's such a neutral, it goes with everything. So why have I not used this more this year? I honestly, again, I'm not entirely sure, but I think it's because my favourite of all the Birkins, sort of, one of the best two anyway, the top two anyway, is this one behind me. So this is Blue Onk, which is a gorgeous sort of navy blue, and it's got a slight purple undertone. That is such an amazing bag. So I think that I reach for that one if I do want this size of bag. And this colour, although it's very, very neutral, I think that I worry that I'm going to damage it because it is a lighter colour. And I feel a bit more comfortable using a darker bag, that I'm not liable to do anything to it. So I think that's part of it. I think the other reason is I wear a lot of grey and black and navy in my wardrobe, and I think this more beigey tone is slightly warmer, and I think I wear more cool tones, and I think that, yeah, more greys. You see, I use the grey tan more than the taupe, and I think grey suits my wardrobe more than beige. But this is an absolute neutral, so even with what I'm wearing today, this looks very dark on screen, but it's actually like a purpley burgundy colour. And it actually looks very, very nice with this. So yeah, I think I just need to have a word with myself and use it more, and don't be scared of it. I think it's such a precious bag, and it's such a classic, that I shy away from it unless the weather's absolutely perfect and things like that. So just need to use it because I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Okay, back to Chanel. So my classic flap, I adore this bag. I adore it, and it's so sentimental. It's so, honestly, this will go absolutely nowhere in my collection. I absolutely love it. Mine is in the caviar in the black with the silver hardware. So I love the jumbo. I love the size of it. I love how you can double it up, and I think it's a perfect strap drop for on your shoulder. It's just so comfortable. I don't wear this crossbody. I find it too big and boxy, but I like it doubled up, and I think it's a beautiful, beautiful bag. I think the only reason I don't use this more is because, well, there's two reasons. There's two reasons. The first is I am very, very fortunate to have a really quite extensive luxury bag collection. So things do get rotated a lot, which means sometimes I don't pick this up. I go for something else. But it doesn't mean I don't love it. It just means that I'm fancying a different one for that day. And I think the other reason is for me, this is um, quite a dressy bag. So if I was going to a really nice lunch or going to an event, or I don't know, I don't do many of those sort of events. And I think that if I do go to something like that, this is perfect. It looks amazing, dressed up or dressed down a little bit more, but I think this is like an occasion bag for me. I don't see this as if I'm just hopping to the shops. I wouldn't, yeah, I'd just go for a crossbody, something easier, something hands-free and everything. So for me, this is more an event bag, and I don't go to that many. I don't. And yeah, I have other options as well. So yeah, I need to use this more, but I do love it. And again, it's not a regret at all, at all, particularly at the price I bought it for, because these are now more than double what I paid for this. More than double. Okay, back to Hermes, and it is my beautiful Birkin 35. And I've talked about this one a little bit before. This is quintessential Hermes. This was the original size of the Birkin 35, and I desperately, desperately wanted a 35, particularly in black with gold hardware. This was the exact combination. This is Togo leather. Honestly, I really, really wanted one of these in my collection. In hindsight, I should have gone for a 30, where I had a dark blue, and I thought black and blue, you don't want two of that size that are so similar. But actually, I think I'd have used the black a lot more if it had been in the 30. Um, or maybe I should have gone for a 25. Maybe that's what I should have done. But I didn't. I asked for a 35 because I wanted it in my collection. And yeah, and it's least used because I'll just show you it. It's absolutely immaculate. It's beautiful. The leather, the interior, the hardware, everything is so beautiful. But it is a heavy bag. Even holding it up now, it's a heavy bag, and it doesn't have a shoulder strap. I think it would ruin the look of it with a shoulder strap, so I'm glad it doesn't. But yeah, the times when you're going to use this are few and far between, because it's heavy to start with before you put anything in it. And obviously, a bigger bag, you end up filling it anyway, and it can really, really be heavy. So I use this if I am going, for example, if I'm, I don't know, going on holiday but staying in the UK, and we are driving, and therefore this can be a really nice travel bag to throw all your bits and pieces in, but you're not carting it around in an airport. It's not getting shoved anywhere. It's not getting shoved in the overhead locker. It's not getting shoved under the seat in front. It's not so heavy that it's making your arm drop off because you're not carrying it for so long. So it's one of those bags that, yeah, I just use it when I know I'm not going to be carrying it around for too long, which makes it very redundant, doesn't it? So, yeah. Is it a regret? No. In hindsight, is it a regret? It's not a regret, but because I think I would have always wanted one. But if I could go back in time, I wouldn't get a 35. So I do think that answers the question. But I think if I hadn't have got a 35, I would always wanted one. So we are where we are, and it will go nowhere in my collection ever. It is an absolute dream. But yeah, it's not going to ever get that much use, which is a shame, and it's a lot of money to sit on a shelf. And this one may be a little bit shocking too. It is my beautiful, gorgeous Hermes Constance. So this is the Constance 24 in the black Epsom leather with the gold hardware. Now, before you scream at the screen saying, my goodness, you have banged on about being the best customer at Hermes and yeah, not quite getting the customer service you would have liked. And yet you've got 3 Hermes bags in your least used bags video. I know, but I love them. It's not that they are regrets or mistakes. They are just so precious. This is a perfect example. This bag is so precious and sentimental to me that I don't use it all the time because I don't want to damage it in any way. I don't want to I just want to keep them pristine. And I know we should use our things, I know. But I think there are a couple of reasons why this is in the least used. The first reason is exactly that. It's quite precious. I'm scared of damaging the hardware. It is completely, I don't know if that's coming up or not, it is really scratched already, and I haven't used this bag that much. So the more scratched that gets, the more I'm like, oh, I don't like it getting scratched. I really don't. The leather itself, I think, is pretty durable because it's Epsom leather, but the inside of this is the most beautiful, soft, buttery leather. It is absolutely beautiful. I like the compartments. It's a beautiful, easy, stunning bag to use. So I worry that I'm going to scratch the interior. I worry that I'm going to scratch the hardware. Oh dear. And yeah, put it back together. And I think the other reason I don't use this more is this is, for me, an evening bag. The strap drop on this isn't quite long enough crossbody on me. It's very high and a bit clunky. So I think this is literally a shoulder bag, and it's actually a lovely length for just, just on the shoulder like this. And it does actually double up, and that is a really nice length as well. So for me, if you're going to a really nice event, I will always gravitate to this one. I just don't go to that many things that I use this all the time. So this is not an everyday bag for me. So absolutely 100% is not a mistake, is not a regret. I think it's just that I don't use it as often as some of the other things, but I love it more than some of those things that I use a lot. So I think the moral of this video is it doesn't mean because you don't use something on repeat that it's a mistake. There's different bags for different occasions, for different reasons. So you can love something. I adore this bag. I've talked about this bag before. I adore this bag, but I don't use it anywhere as near as some of the other bags. But I love it. So the times I do use it, it's just amazing. So there we have it. There we have it. Who knew that my list of the least used bags in 2023 were Hermes and Chanel? It does tell its story a little bit. Now, as I say, none of these are regrets. I don't have any regrets. The ones that are regrets, I have sold. That's a whole other video. But I think it does show that I have been very Louis Vuitton, very, very Louis Vuitton this year. So yeah, a lot of my most used bags are Louis Vuitton. So yeah, anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on another one.